All looted weapons must be recovered as soon as possible ahead of upcoming elections to ensure law and order, emphasizes Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. NICAR approves establishment of 4 new police stations. Revenue Policy Division and Revenue Management Division formed under Finance Ministry, says Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus visits July Uprising Memorial Museum, the museum to help a lost nation find its way, says Chief Advisor. Last day to withdraw candidature for 13th National Parliamentary election today. Symbols to be allocated tomorrow. Yes, vote in referendum to change country and benefit political parties, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor. National Crimes Tribunal set January 26 as new date for announcing verdict in case of murder of 6 people, including Anas at Chankarpur. Russian ambassador meets BNP chairman Tariq Rahman, discusses various aspects of bilateral relations. Future Bangladesh to be a state of discrimination-free, transparent and humane. Healing and national unity would be foundation of state governance, says Jamaat Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman. Greenland not to be succumb to tariff threat imposed by Trump, reacts country's Prime Minister. And in Nepal, Bangladesh beat Papua New Guinea by 30 runs in Women's T20 World Cup qualifiers. Assalamu alaikum. Abtasmu Tasneem, welcome you to News at 10 on BTV News. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to the details. National Implementation Committee for Administrative Reforms (NICAR) has approved 11 proposals, including establishment of 4 new police stations. The approval was given at a meeting of NICAR held with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in the chair at State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka today. At the meeting, Chief Advisor has emphasized that all looted weapons must be recovered as soon as possible ahead of upcoming elections to ensure law and order. NICAR approved a proposal to form 2 administrative divisions under the Ministry of Finance, namely the Revenue Policy Division and the Revenue Management Division, aimed at enhancing transparency, accountability and efficiency in the government's revenue collection and management system. The meeting also approved a proposal to restructure the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare by merging the Health Services Division and the Health Education and Family Welfare Division. In addition, a proposal was approved to change the Bangla name of the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs to the Nari o Shishu Montronaloy from Mohila o Shishu Bishoyak Montronaloy. However, the English name of the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, will remain unchanged. The meeting was approved to upgrade Shatkhira district from a B category district to an A category district. The meeting also approved proposals to establish 3 new police stations: Purbachal North in Gazipur district, Purbachal South in Naranganj district and Matarbari in Cox's Bazar district. Additionally, a proposal was approved to establish another new police station by splitting Raipura in Norshingdi district. After the meeting, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed the media at the Foreign Service Academy.
ভুল্লি থানার নামের বানান সংশোধন করে ভুল্লি প্রতিস্থাপন করার প্রস্তাব অনুমোদিত হয়েছে। হ্রস্বকার ছিল ভুল্লি আগেরটার, এখন যেটা হবে দীর্ঘকার। এছাড়াও মিটিংয়ে বেশ কিছু বিষয়ে আলোচনা হয়েছে, সেটাও একটা হচ্ছে যে ঢাকা মেট্রোপলিটন পুলিশ আপনি জানেন এখন 50টি থানা তাদের আন্ডারে, এটা একটা বিশাল কর্মযজ্ঞ। তাদের এই কাজটাকে কিভাবে আরও সহজতর করা যায় সেই জন্য আজকে ডিসকাশন হয়েছে, কোনো ডিসিশন হয়নি যে কিভাবে ডিএমপিকে ঢাকা উত্তর, ঢাকা দক্ষিণ বা অন্যান্য মানে একটা বা দুইটা পার্টে কিভাবে এটাকে আলাদা করা যায়। করলে যেটা হবে যে এখানে কাজের গতি বাড়বে, আইন শৃঙ্খলা পরিস্থিতি আরও ভালোভাবে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করা যাবে। আর চিফ অ্যাডভাইজার আজকের মিটিংয়ে আবার এই নির্বাচনের কথা বলেছেন এবং নির্বাচনের আগে উনি অস্ত্র উদ্ধারের উপর জোর দিয়েছেন। উনি বলেছেন যে লুট করা অস্ত্র যে করেই হোক ইলেকশনের আগে যত দ্রুত পারা যায় এগুলোকে উদ্ধার করতে হবে। জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থান অধিদপ্তর গঠনের এটা ভূতাপক্ষ অনুমোদন হয়েছে। আপনারা জানেন জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থান হলো, সেই বিষয়ে অলরেডি একটা অধিদপ্তর হয়েছে মুক্তিযোদ্ধা মন্ত্রণালয়ে, সেটা আছে ভূতাপক্ষে অনুমোদন হয়েছে।
At the briefing, Chief Advisor's Deputy Press Secretary Azad Mojumdar said that the work of installing CCTV in vulnerable and highly important centers for the upcoming national elections and referendum is progressing at a rapid pace.
552টা কেন্দ্রে ইতিমধ্যে সিসিটিভি আছে, বাকি যে কেন্দ্রগুলো আছে সেগুলোতে আপনার সিসিটিভি স্থাপন করা হবে। এর মধ্যে সরকার একটা বিশেষ বরাদ্দ দিয়েছে 71,98,28,000 টাকা। এই টাকাটা ব্যয় হবে মূলত আপনার 21,946টি অতি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ এবং ঝুঁকিপূর্ণ কেন্দ্র, যেগুলো সেখানে এই টাকাটা দিয়ে সিসিটিভি স্থাপন করা হবে। প্রতিটা কেন্দ্রে কমপক্ষে 6টা সিসি ক্যামেরা এই কেন্দ্রগুলোতে থাকবে। এর বাইরে যে কেন্দ্রগুলো আছে সেই কেন্দ্রগুলোতে স্থানীয় প্রশাসনের উদ্যোগে এবং তাদের আর্থিক বরাদ্দের মাধ্যমে সিসিটিভি ক্যামেরা স্থাপন করা হবে। ইতিমধ্যেই এই কার্যক্রম সব জেলায় শুরু হয়ে গিয়েছে এবং অনেক জোরে সোরে চলছে। বেশ কয়েকটা জেলায় শতভাগের কাছাকাছি কেন্দ্রে সিসি ক্যামেরা স্থাপন করা হয়েছে।
Chief Advisor Professor Mahmoud Yunus has inspected the progress of the final phase work of the July Uprising Memorial Museum at Ganobhabon today. The Chief Advisor arrived at the museum around 3 p.m. and went round the museum that projects the reasons behind the mass uprising and the history of Awami League's 16 years misrule under the dictatorship of Sheikh Hasina. BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed, Bangladesh Jamati Islami Amir Dr. Shofiqur Rahman and National Citizen Party convener Nahid Islam were present on the occasion, among others. Coordinator of Mair Dak, an organization of families of the victims of enforced disappearances, Sanjida Islam Tuli, and barrister Mir Ahmed bin Kashem Arman, a victim who returned from disappearance, as well as frontline student leaders of the July Uprising, Asif Mahmoud Shajib Bhuya and Hasnat Abdullah, were also present on the occasion. Cultural Affairs Advisor Mustafa Sarwar Faruqi briefed the Chief Advisor about the various aspects of the museum. The July Uprising Memorial Museum preserves various materials, including photographs of the uprising, various memorabilia, martyrs' clothes, letters, important documents, newspaper cutting of that time, and audios and videos. In addition, the museum also preserves the scene of the escape of the then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Later, Professor Yunus watched a 15-minute video documentary highlighting the enforced disappearances during the fascist regime and the state-sponsored crackdown on protesters and mass killings during the 2024 July Uprising. Speaking on the occasion, the Chief Advisor said, if the nation becomes bewildered for any reason, it will find path in the July Uprising Memorial Museum, noting it has been possible to build the museum while the blood of the July martyrs is still fresh.
যারা এই জাদুঘরের উপযুক্ত এখানে জাদুঘর দেখতে আসি তারা এখানে বসে আছে, তাদের খবর এখনো টাটকা। আমরা যে তাদেরকে জাদুঘরের মতো আনতে পেরেছি, এটি আমাদের সৌভাগ্য, বিরাট সৌভাগ্য, জাতির একটা বড় সৌভাগ্য। টাটকা টাটকা ইতিহাসটা এত টাটকা ইতিহাস নিয়ে জাদুঘর বোধহয় দুনিয়ার কোথাও হয়নি, আশা করি আর হবে না। রক্ত না শুকাতে জাদুঘর করে দেখানোর জন্য তার প্রতিটি জিনিস যেগুলো দেখছি এগুলো এখনো জীবন্ত, কাহিনীগুলো জীবন্ত কাহিনী, টাটকা কাহিনী। প্রত্যেক বাংলাদেশি যেন একবার এই জাদুঘরে একটা দিন, পুরো দিন একা একে, বন্ধু বান্ধব নিয়ে না, সেটা অন্য জিনিস, একা একে একটা দিন কাটবে অনন্য একটা জাদুঘর তৈরি করার জন্য। এই জাদুঘর এই দিশাহারা জাতির পথ খুঁজে দেবে, এখানে পথে ঠিকানা পাওয়া যাবে। এটি হল এই জাদুঘরের বৈশিষ্ট্য।
Today is the last day to withdraw candidacy for the 13th National Parliament election. The final list of the candidates will be published tomorrow as per the schedule. At the same time, the Election Commission will allocate symbols. Swedish Ambassador to Bangladesh Nicholas Weeks paid a courtesy call on Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin at Nirbachon Bhavan in the capital today. Senior Secretary of Election Commission Secretariat Akhtar Ahmed was present. Later, at a press briefing, EC Secretary said various issues related to the upcoming national election were discussed during the meeting. He also said Ambassador informed CEC that Sweden is ready to provide all kinds of assistance related to the elections. Chief Election Commissioner CEC AMM Nasiruddin has said the Election Commission is implementing the postal voting program successfully for the first time. He said that launching of postal voting will set a bright example in future. The CEC said this while exchanging views with the registered political parties on casting vote through postal BD app at Nirbachon Bhavan in the capital today. In his speech, the CEC informed that the expatriate are participating in the poll through postal vote from 122 countries. Commissioners of the Election Commission, authority concerned, including EC Secretary and leaders of various political parties were present. Besides, officials of Bangladeshi embassies in different countries also attended the meeting. Team leader of expatriate voter registration based OCV-SDI project, Selim Ahmed Khan, explained the postal voting system, registration and overall process of casting vote before the political parties. Information Broadcasting Advisor Saider Rizwan Hassan said that if the people cast yes vote in referendum, then Bangladesh will change, and if the country changes, there will be no need to flee from the country. She said through yes vote, the country's political parties will be benefited and there will be qualitative changes within the parties. The advisor was speaking as chief guest at a view exchange meeting on 13th Parliament election in Rajbari today. Rajbari District Administration organized the program at Yasin School this afternoon. The advisor further said that if people vote yes in the referendum, then the power of the people will be established and a balance of power will be created between the Prime Minister and the President. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbuba Farzana, Police Super Muhammad Monjur Morshed and the high officials of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting spoke among others. Deputy Commissioner Sultana Akhtar presided over the view exchange meeting. Earlier, a rally was held at Shohid Khushi Railway Ground for the Super Caravan campaign of the election and promoting referendum and encouraging voters. Parading main streets of the town, the rally ended at Yasin School. People from various school and section and profession as well as school and college students attended the rally. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Saider Rizwana Hassan has urged voters to cast a yes vote in the referendum to ensure the implementation of the July Charter, good governance, justice, balance of power, women's empowerment and a strong parliament. She made the call today while inaugurating the Vote Rickshaw campaign at Radio Colony Model School in Savar, aimed at referendum publicity and voter awareness. Rizwana Hassan said voters should choose their leadership in a way that does not force them to pay a price later for that choice. Addressing the function, Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbooba Farzana also called on voters to support the referendum with a yes vote if they want to reject authoritarian rule and build an accountable state government and a better Bangladesh. Director General of Bangladesh Betar ASM Jahid and Director General of Department of Mass Communication Abdul Jalil spoke at the event. Ahead of the referendum and the upcoming parliamentary election, the Vote Rickshaw campaign is set to roll out nationwide. The initiative aims to raise voter awareness through election-focused civic activities. As part of the campaign, the rickshaws will tour across the country and screen various public awareness television commercials. The election in the Kumilla 2 constituency will be held in accordance with the Election Commission's boundaries. Today, the Appellate Division stayed the High Court order that had declared illegal the gazette issued by the Election Commission, changing the constituency boundaries. Granting leave to appeal against the High Court order, the Appellate Division headed by the Chief Justice passed this order. Senior lawyers Barristers Ehsan Abdullah Siddiqui and Barrister Saiful Islam Ujjal argued on behalf of the writ petitioners, while Acting Attorney General Arshadur Rauf represented the Election Commission. On January 8, the High Court had declared illegal the Election Commission's gazette related to the change of boundaries of the Kumilla 2 constituency. At the same time, the court had restored the constituency boundaries to their previous status and directed that a new gazette be published within 24 hours. Subsequently, an application was filed with the Appellate Division against this verdict. Meanwhile, the High Court has fixed for the hearing of a writ challenging the legality of the Election Commission's decision given to BNP candidate Monzurul Ahsan Munshi in Kumilla 4 to regain his candidacy. Today, a High Court bench led by Justice Rajiq Al-Jolil set the date for the hearing. Advocate Ahsanul Karim, Barrister Hamidul Misbah and Advocate Saifullah Al-Mamoon argued on behalf of Monzurul Ahsan Munshi, while Barrister Ehsan Abdullah Siddiqui, Advocate Jahirul Islam Musa and Advocate Mujahidul Islam Shaheen appeared on behalf of Hasnat Abdullah. The International Crimes Tribunal has postponed the date for delivering the verdict in the case over the killing of 6 people, including Mahathir Anas, during the July mass uprising at Chankarpur in the capital. As the verdict is not yet ready, the tribunal has set the next date for the case on January 26. Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Mojumdar, issued the order today. Earlier, after completing all stages of the judicial proceedings on December 24, Tribunal 1 had fixed today, January 20, for the announcement of the verdict. Later, Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam briefed the journalist. He said those who had assumed the role of monsters while in power would be brought to justice and fair justice would be ensured. Meanwhile, in the case over the killing of 28 people during the July mass uprising in Rampura in the capital, the same tribunal recorded the first day of testimony after the opening statements against 4 accused, including BGB officer Lieutenant Colonel Redwanul Islam. The Chief Prosecutor said the next date for testimony in this case has been set for January 25th. On the other hand, at Tribunal 2, the defense presented arguments for the 3rd consecutive day today in the case over the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia of Savar during the July mass uprising. In addition, at this tribunal, the prosecution's arguments are scheduled to be presented tomorrow in the case over the killing of Abu Said, a student from Rangpur, at the first martyr of the July mass uprising. Earlier in the morning, 21 accused arrested in these cases were produced before the tribunal. Russian ambassador to Dhaka, Alexander Grigorievic Kozin, met with BNP chairman Tariq Rahman. The meeting took place in the morning at the BNP chairman's office in Gulshan. BNP Joint Secretary General Humayun Kabir, International Affairs Secretary Rashidul Haq, Press Secretary Saleh Shibli and Advisor Mahdi Amin were present at the time. During the meeting, both sides discussed bilateral relations and ongoing issues. In addition, ambassadors of the Nordic countries also met with Tariq Rahman. The ambassadors of Norway, Sweden and Denmark paid a courtesy meetings with the BNP chairman. They discussed various issues including trade and investment. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said that the future Bangladesh will be discrimination-free, transparent and humane state where the politics of divisions will not prevail. Rather, hope, healing and national unity will form the core foundation of state governance. He made these remarks while delivering the chief guest speech at Jamaat-e-Islami Policy Summit 2026 held at a hotel in the capital today. Ahead of the upcoming 13th National Parliamentary Election, Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami organized the event to discuss principal guidelines for state governance. Ambassadors from various countries, top leaders of political parties, prominent business persons, professionals, academics and senior media figures participated in the summit. In his address as the chief guest, Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said that Jamaat-e-Islami believes in building a state where a modern market economy will function effectively, the administrative structure will be transparent and accountable, and every citizen, regardless of religion, ethnicity or gender, will have equal opportunities. He also made it clear that there will be no discrimination against women in social, economic and political participation. Through these discussions, an outline of a humane, responsible and accountable state system will be presented. It was stated that at the summit, the day-long event plans to formulate policy recommendations through expert paper presentations, panel discussions and exchanges of views. Moving on to international news.